Good evening, good morning, good night, wherever you're watching this transmission. It is I, Mike Martins, your housing discussion guru. Let's talk, guys. And this is one that's up. It's from today, and it's severely concerning. Okay, guys? Now, the RBA, Royal Bank of Australia, is seriously consider quantitative easing. Quantitative easing is dangerous. It inflates markets, it inflates asset bubbles, and it basically some of it gets skimmed off to investors and banking friends, and how do you say, the good old boys get a bit of the pie, and bailing out banks and stuff. Quantitative easing would put Australia into more of a stagnation and deflationary environment that I've been bringing up. I should write a book called that. And what's scaring me and keeping me up at night is that they're blatantly using banks as a weapon and against the middle class and defrauding the taxpayer. And this is dangerous, because anytime they issue more money into the system with quantitative easing, they're basically ripping our futures off. Our kids are finished. They're done. It's grandkids now. They're coming for. And I'm going to read a bit of this. This gets into a lot of blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. So basically, they're buying back their own debt. Buying of sovereign and semi-government bonds would appear to be out of the question. There's already insufficient high-quality liquid debt outstanding for domestic ADIs to achieve their LCR requirements. So, any traditional QE approaches would severely inhibit the ability of the banks to achieve their regulatory goals and would disrupt the functioning of the asset markets themselves. I just said that earlier. So, instead of letting economies run on autopilot and adjusting rates as they deem fit, no, they started adding all this crap and quantitative easing to keep these phony asset bubbles that we've created. I think the second, okay, so it was the first one in 2007-8. Then there was the second economic recovery was built on that asset bubble that didn't get fully fixed, because the rest of the world watched the U.S. pretty much crash, and the rest of the world jumped in and adjusted rates, artificially deflated rates, and took wealth away from the poor. Basically, the Joe Donuts that's getting 1 or 2, 3% on his bank account now gets nothing. And so I think we're building a third economic recovery on another phony asset bubble. I think we're on our third, if I'm not mistaken. So, and what's keeping all this crap together? All this crap. Artificially low rates has been keeping this crap together. So, okay. Straightforward as in other markets, it is also assumes that global investor will be willing to take on AU bank risk lower yields, unless, of course, the major buyer is the RBA. In our view, the least disruptive solution would be directly buy the bank's unsecured mortgages off them. According to the last APRA banking statistics reported, there are 1.7 trillion of those outstanding. So that could do the trick. However, if that is what the RBA is looking to signal, their comment would seem very cryptic way of introducing it. So they haven't outright said that they're gonna they're cryptic, they're massaging words in a way where, like, we think something's gonna happen and they're kind of hinting at it. And quantitative easing is going to be the 9th or 10th nail now in the coffins for Australia. Artificially lowering rates, then interest-only mortgages, and then all this crap with the Royal Commission and all this other crap. I think consumer confidence in banking in Australia is less than 10%, which is scary. I think that confidence in leadership, I think it's at record all-time lows. I really feel, because I know Australia is the tipping point of all the English-speaking world, I'm going to bring this up because I have to. I've been talking about this for many years. Many years. And I want to thank the gentleman that saved these for me. And look at this. Sydney housing crash. Let me go back. I'm just trying to lower the volume here. And it's not even letting me do that. So let's go back. So I've been not only predicting, I'm not post-dicting. A lot of channels have been post-dicting things after they happen. Sydney, Vancouver housing crash, 47% by 2016. I did this sometime in 2015 because prices were outrageously nutso. Then I went on with Canada, where'd you go? Canada, UK, Australia, New Zealand debt prison, and that was November 11, 2015. Notice how, like, a lot of this, I didn't add certain countries because, and then we go oversupply coming in 2016, supply versus demand illusion, and I've been battling against supply and demand for a long time, guys. And massive housing correction in spring 2017. Sydney, Vancouver, Auckland, and London. And Toronto's not added in there because Toronto wasn't having yet their, their massive bubble at the time. It started in 2017, but this was 2016, so I was predicting the 2017 crash. But it's not predicting and getting it right, and it's about educating and everybody educating themselves, because you are giving too much power to everybody. Do your due diligence and see. Do a mortgage calculator. See if you could afford. Don't listen to FOMO. FOMO is an everything. Oh, if I don't play the lottery, then I can't win. FOMO is everywhere. Relax, guys. Now, something's going to have to happen, and the reset button needs to be pressed. Anyways, Mike Martin's here. What do you guys think? Comment below. Predicting the future as it occurs, I guess. Or predicting the future before it happens. I think I stole that from Gerald Celente. I think Gerald Celente said that a few times. Predicting the trends or predicting the future. Anyways, and if you get some time, check out Gerald Celente. He's a great guy. I love him very much. Thanks for watching. Big hug to everybody. And c'est la vie.